How y'all doing this morning? How y'all doing this morning? COVID-19 restricted. Get in here. Let's get it. Let's get it going. Got some things I want to talk about real quick because I got to go get me some tree. I'm out of weed. First and foremost, good morning. Cutthroat Radio Podcast. Shab Rob. I do have my high society face mask on. I can't breathe in the motherfucker, and I got my Bay Area strong Thiz together hat on. Always got promotion going. Always got Thiz or something from the crest on my body. You know that. High society, face mask. Make sure y'all COVID restricted. Thiz all on my body. Yada yada yada. I'm actually doing two segments here. One for my phone, which is the IG, and then one for my thing here, laptop off of the thing. Anyway, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Let me take this down a little bit. Yeah, so we in here, Cutthroat Radio Podcast, and I just want to touch on some stuff. I was reading some stuff this morning. I got some family in Vegas, going to Vegas, been in Vegas, yada, yada, yada. Everybody's in Vegas. And I just want to kind of like read this off of some stuff that's going on in Vegas. It says the experts have been saying all along that second wave of COVID-19 is coming. The United States is being proven right. So off the rip, they talking about a second wave, which it never left. It never left. It wasn't no second wave. It just never left. People, the media fooled you with, oh, we're reopening, so it died down a little bit. And then they give you fake ass statistics and numbers and all that, which they could give you fake ass statistics and numbers on both sides. But it's better to be safe than sorry right now in the pandemic crisis that we're going through. So let me finish. It says, unless you subscribe to the belief that what's happening now doesn't count as a second wave because the first wave never ended. Never ended. Y'all stay with me here on as I'm reading along. It says in the casino industry, a second wave is also beginning to hit. The properties across the country shut down, some voluntarily, most by order of the state governments. In the second half of March, and half of reopening region by region in May, June, and early July, with 831 of 989 casinos welcoming customers at least check. Oh, excuse me, at latest check. It says now it's time to, unfortunately, for the second wave of casinos closure to begin. So they basically saying that a lot of the casinos are starting to close voluntarily, or they're saying that they're given direct order to close down. Y'all stay with me. Follow. Maybe that won't be the case everywhere. In some states where strict health and safety protocols have been followed and where visitation from out of the state is beginning monitored of some degree, the operators might have a fighting chance. Connecticut, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, for example, are all having learned to make the virus seriously during the initial outbreak, might have sterilized the casino experience enough to avoid becoming hubs for the infection. So they basically stopped all casinos wherever they felt like it was necessary to just stop it all and continue to stop it, like didn't reopen or anything like that. Versus Las Vegas, because they're getting ready to get into Nevada. But now on the other end of the spectrum sits Nevada, and specifically Las Vegas, and more specifically tourist-driven mega casinos on the Vegas Strip. So basically on the Vegas Strip, they got, I'm gonna uncover this. They got a lot of they have a lot of casinos that are getting ready to close back down. And this is recent. I'm getting ready to go into it right now. Just 5 weeks after reopening, the second wave of shutdowns feel like it could be ordered by Governor Steve, whatever the fuck his last name is, at any moment. In my view, some of the type of lockdowns is necessary. Jeff Hogan, I think that's his name, a best-selling author, industry analyst, consultant who has been covering gaming since 2003, primarily the mostly fooled. Primarily for the Motley Fool and Global Gaming Business magazine, told us best. The next question is via Las Vegas. Via Las Vegas. Now, when they say via Las Vegas, that's saying that Las Vegas is relaxed at the pandemic, at the COVID-19 alert. So you basically, and they showed that no mask was required when they was reopened. No 6 inches apart was implicated or enforced. As I keep going, after a 78 shutdown, the Vegas casinos reopened 12:01 a.m. June 4th. With no restrictions, nowhere customers could travel to. June 4th. No restrictions on where customers could travel to Nevada from. The Vegas economy is, of course, propelled by out of state, and one casino magnate was so eager to attract tourists that they flew players in on his own dime. So basically, they wanted people to get back into the casino so bad, they flew people in on their own money to get them in there. And you know, we know the out of state thing is that's what it is. It's propelled by the outside tourists, the people that are coming from all over the world, all across the country, but mainly all over the world, coming to experience Las Vegas, the casinos, the hookers, the dope, the riffraff, the running around, the gambling, the lying, the stealing, the cheating, all of that shit. They want to experience all of that. Let me keep going real quick. The most surprisingly lax element of reopening was that it was the casinos whether to require that masks be worn. So basically, they didn't even have a requirement to wear masks. Reopening was that it was up to the casinos to wear the mask. And then it says, in and around many casinos, social distancing was not existent. So they didn't even have a 6 feet away, 9 feet away policy. They just, you reopen, you go in, you at your own risk, you go in there and gamble, you touch a casino, you might get COVID-19. They don't care, as long as you're spending the money. From the first day of the internet was filled with the most literal sort of viral videos showing people behaving no differently than they did pre-COVID. And it goes on. People are lashing out, talking about it ain't. On June 24th, the other casino had been reopened almost 3 weeks. Governor blah, blah, blah finally mandated that wearing a mask in casinos where the doors going. Mandated the wearing of masks in casinos with the order going into effect on June 26th. This is all just passed through. Getting ready for opening for 4th of July. Watch how they hit you with this. By then, Nevada was already one of the epicenters of the pandemic, with the state of having set daily cases records 4 times in the 8 days leading up to the announcements. Its positivity rate. Its test positivity rate exceeded 10%, and it had been the rate of transmission in the country at 1.49 by June 30th. The RT was up to 1.56. So they got the highest rate going back into the casinos and all that. Now, this is all statistics or whatever. I don't know if this stuff is correct or accurate. I'm just reading what I just caught wind of. Somebody farted and the shit stank to me. So I felt like, let me let y'all get a whiff of the fart as well. Cause the shit is, you read stuff, but you got to extract what you find to believe. You got to listen to the message and not the messenger, and extract what you can to benefit and to help you survive throughout this pandemic and throughout the financial crisis that we're in. Because this is what it is. It's the pandemic is the crisis that we're in, which is the financial crisis. They ain't gonna tell you that. They just want you to think it's a virus, a pandemic, blase, blase. Let me take this off. Blase, blase. Okay, so by June 24, Hung said we had already hit the shutdown metrics. Uh, metrics. Excuse me, I read that wrong. We have already hit all the shutdown metrics. While the face mask mandated was necessary, it was at best a stop and gap measure, a stopgap measure designed to keep the casinos open a couple of weeks while we collect data and see if it works. They actually are running tests to see if the shit works. But it was already too late for that. If the virus contaminated or containment was the priority, we would have already been shut down by June 24th. It was not the priority to shut down the casinos. We already know that. The reality is that the only reason Nevada is still open right now was for the fourth cash grab. Now they keep going on about if they gonna close or not. And I know I got like I said, I got family that live out there, that's going out there, that's coming from out there, and that all around the spectrum. So just be safe and aware, guys. What's going on? Like read up on what's going on behind this pandemic, and just be aware and keep yourself ready at all times. Go have a good time. Go have fun, but just be aware. That's all I'm saying. Don't let this message or no other message stop you from having fun, but be aware, consciously set your mind to the point where you could possibly get sick and others around you could possibly get sick. So wear a mask, use gloves, wash your hands, don't touch your face, use sanitizer, and just practice the COVID procedures. And I think having a good time, you can still have a good time out there. Don't let that be the reason you don't. Okay, here we go. I'm finna finish reading on this one. It says, let me see. It says closing in on Las Vegas. Cases count of and COVID-19 hospitalized continue to set records in Nevada, and the state is still a couple of weeks away from seeing the fullest effects of the busiest Independence Day weekend. Meanwhile, other states and other casinos have begun reclosing. The first in Arizona and Galley River hotels and casinos closed 3 properties after a security guard died of COVID-19, and the Desert Diamond Casino also closed on site. Soon as they had a COVID-19 death, they instantly closed 3 properties, and then another property closed, and then another property closed, and more properties are starting to close. The only properties that are not closing are the ones in Vegas. They cash cows. Look, Churchill Downs Casino in Miami also had to close its doors July 3rd. Nigga, don't my reading skills is okay. I'm not worried about that part. I'm just getting the message out to y'all though. The message is though, just practice your COVID-19, procedures and shit like that. Don't let going out to have a good time turn into a fatality or a casual. Fucking up, you touching your face, touching other people, coughing, sneezing, and all of that. Wear your mask, keep your mask on, make sure your mask ready. You know what I mean? And y'all should have a good time out there. It shouldn't be, it's not too bad. Well, I mean, it's bad out there, but don't. Again, the pandemic for me personally, this pandemic for me was more of a financial thing for. And then the presidency, all of that political shit, going on with the presidency and all of that, it's all connected and tied into, re-election, all of that, white supremacy and whatever have you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really a situation of a financial crisis more than anything, because throughout my entire life, I've been living 37 years. I have never experienced the government or the economy shutting down. I mean, we have some rough patches, going up, coming down, going up. But as I was a youngster, when a lot of that stuff was happening. So my family was affected, but as a kid, you don't really affect it. It doesn't really affect you You know, I mean, it does, but it doesn't, because you're a child or you're a young teenager, adolescent, and you're not really comprehending about political shit. You're not really tripping off of the state and all of that stuff that, you know, adults and everybody that got a conscience think about. As I got older, that's when I started realizing, like, yeah, damn, you know, this it's affecting me, because financially I can't go out and earn money to pay my bills and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it continues to happen to minorities, people of color, in the ghettos. I mean, because right now, you know, a lot of the people that are affected are the small business owners. You know what I mean? The ones that can't bounce back from this, that had to close their doors for good and find a whole nother way to generate revenue to support their families and things of that nature. Casinos ain't closing down. Look at them. The more and more, that's basically kind of where I want to stop at. Because I mean, it just keep going on about the statistics, you know, different states like Texas, Florida, Colorado, bars and stuff like that are closing down. I mean, it just keep going on about closing down this, closing down that. This was just before. Let me see when the date was. This was July 7th. This was after 4th of July. So it basically, they just was reporting everything that happened after the 4th, before the 4th and after the 4th. Because just before the 4th of July, if I recall, like bars and stuff closed back down and things of that nature. Now they talking about, here's another thing that I read. Punk ass Donald Trump want the schools to reopen. He wants the schools to reopen for kids to go to school. And it's another lady, I forget the lady name, that says the same thing. They want the schools to reopen for kids to learn and stuff. And I get the learning part of it. But here's the thing. If bars are closing down and you can't eat inside restaurants, why are you sending our kids to go back to school to be possibly infected by COVID-19 and possibly die off the stuff? Like, why are you doing that to the society out there? I'm trying to unwind the cord here. This stupid cord. You allowed them, you didn't allow them to graduate out of high school this year the correct way, right? You didn't allow that. Then I mean, kids had the way these teenagers had to graduate this year or this past school year or whatever is a trip, because they had to get certificates brought to their house. They had to go pick it up. They couldn't be in you couldn't walk normal like we did when I graduated, and the ones before us and the ones a little bit after us before this COVID-19 and all that, like a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. They walked across the stage. You seen them. They got their diploma. They got it handed to them. All of that good stuff. But then you got COVID-19 hit around the time this school year. It's all about the money. Thank you. Exactly. I'm glad you timed in, Rick, because that's what I was leading to. Like, I start peeping the way things are, and it's like, okay, because I work in the restaurant industry. You allow customers to go to my restaurants, eat, go inside, order their food, and then go sit outside in the outside on the patio. But kids can't go. I mean, but and they can't eat inside, and they can't go to the bars and all that stuff. But kids could go to school. I mean, kids could really sit in the classroom like I'm doing. I could have another child next to me. We could be learning the same thing and then catch COVID-19 and possibly die. Why would you do that? Like, the president is, this president is, I sit there and watch this stuff. I'd be like, good God almighty. It's definitely about money. It's definitely about the bread, you know. All government buildings are still open. Every government building, official building, is still open. Post offices are still open. Buses are still running, and things of that nature. but yet the schools. Why would why would you reopen schools for kids? Because their immune system is like they could catch it too. Like everybody could catch this COVID-19, but why would you put kids at risk? I think it's more of the financial thing, but I also think it's more of a depopulized the population, if you will. And that's a conspiracy theory. Don't get me wrong. That's definitely a conspiracy theory. Don't get me wrong. But the reason why I lean to that is because it's a guy named let me pull him up real quick. Let me pull his name's Spencer something. I don't remember his name off the rip, but let me pull him up real quick. Let me pull him up real quick because he's a trip. He's definitely a trip. He's talking about he want white privilege to stay, and he wants to bring that back and all of that stuff. Let me see. Where the hell is my oh wait a minute. Man was talking about bringing back white supremacy and bring back the Jim Crow era and this United States of America should be white again, all white again, and just some off the wall shit he said. Let me find the damn saved fucking shit. Not these videos. I'm looking for stuff that I had saved. Damn it. You know what? I know what it is. It's on my damn YouTube. It's on my YouTube. Hold on. And then another thing about the whole because I'm gonna go here real quick about the whole this lady. What's the lady name? Hold on, because this lady she's a trip. She a trip. Cornel West. I don't know if y'all know who Cornel West is. Cornel West is he a doctor, all of that good stuff. Philosopher, and all of that stuff. He get on talk shows and go for blood on on people. Well, it's a lady named Candace. Let me see her. Let me see. It's a lady named Candace. I'm trying to remember her damn last name. Laura Ingraham is the white lady. Hold on. I'm just letting y'all see the clip real quick. See, he using black people as a way to now watch. Candace Owens, that's what her last name is. You see how she acting towards him? She don't even want to be black. She wish her skin color was like Ingram's. Look, see, she disgusted by him. She's so disgusted. You can't hear it. God damn it. Well, here. I'ma just I'm just gonna break it down in my words. So basically, what just took place was they tried to hit him with saying the president does this, the president does that, but he narrowed it down to saying, yeah, the president does do this and specifically does do this, but overall he comes off shrewd, rude, disrespect. I can't turn it up because the if I turn it up, Rick, the speakers, they too loud. So I can't turn them up. So I'll just give it to you in my own words. But that's basically what he did. He broke it down to them and was like, okay, yeah, the president did do this, did do that. And I'm gonna rewind it because I could hear it myself. When it comes to like prison reform, when it comes to military, when it comes to poverty stricken communities, the president shies away or he dodges this or he throws little things like how he showed the black people